What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino here again on this Friday night. Y'all should give me some props for being this early. We had this conversation every time I go live. Y'all should give me props for making it on this early. The first thing I want y'all to do, man, as I always try to instruct my family, is to hit the like button as you come into the door. Hit that like button as you come into the door, man. Um, y'all see the title? The title says, Keep Silent or Get Silenced. That's what we're talking about tonight. And this is it's a command. But the command ain't coming from me. I don't want y'all to think that this command is coming from me. This is a command that actually is never said out loud, but it's demonstrated through actions after the fact. Demonstrated by who? Demonstrated by government, demonstrated by members of the so-called elite, demonstrated by those who control every aspect of entertainment. What are they asking, or better yet, what are they commanding us to keep silent about? They're commanding us to keep silent about anything that brings the light of truth into the forefront. Plain and simple. In other words, if you were telling the truth about something that affects their bag and affects their agenda, then you will be asked to be silent. You may not directly be asked, but you might be directly asked. They might tell you straight up. They may meet with you and say, "Hey, man, saw those comments you made. We want to go away from that. We like you here at this company. You've been a big part of this. We want to go away from that." And they'll break it down to you in a smooth way like that. I don't think it's a good thing to do to speak on that. We're not going to speak on that. What you mean we're not going to speak on that? Anything that defends justice, anything that defends the truth, but not just defending truth and justice, but anything that brings factual evidence as to why they are the real problem, you got to zip it. You got to zip it. They don't want you talking about that. So we're talking about how the forces and the powers, the so-called powers, would tell you, hey, man, don't talk about that. But the more that people start to wake up, the more that the people start to gain a level of consciousness, it gets increasingly harder for them to tell us to be silent. So when that happens, the people start talking more and more. The people start getting more and more aggressive and bold in their speech and speaking truth to power without fear. And then the next step after that is, okay, you know what? They won't shut up, or he won't shut up, she won't shut up. Let me shut him up. Let us shut her up. And what y'all got to understand is that this system is so slick and smooth. They are so slick and so smooth that they don't have to take you out in the traditional manner that you might be accustomed to thinking about. Just assassinate you. These people have the ability to do it in such a smooth way, and they'll make it seem like, well, he just natural causes. Nah, with no natural causes. It was an unnatural cause that was caused by an unnatural group of people. So they'll poison you. They'll turn the public against you. They'll create circumstances to actually make you appear to be crazy to the people. How many of y'all have seen just some certain celebrities? You know, you see them, they speaking out, all of a sudden they bold, and all of a sudden things start to happen that makes the celebrity seem like, man, he went crazy, he done lost it. But have he really lost it? Have she really lost it? Because when they make you seem like you crazy, what does that do when they create a circumstance to make it seem like it's something wrong with you mentally? Then that, to the public, it takes your credibility away in the public's eyes. They're like, oh, this dude crazy. We can't take nothing to account what he's saying because look how crazy he talk. Did you read that tweet that he sent out the other day? This dude is losing it. And he ain't losing it. And if he is losing it, then he's losing it as a result of the pressure that's being put on him by those powers. Brother Marcus said they instantly demonize you. This thing is a network. And what thing am I talking about? I'm talking about white supremacist mindset, government and government policies, entertainment, Hollywood and music and sports, pharmaceutical, medical. This is a network of evil. They all are on a string. It's all on a string. These are not independent entities that just, well, they doing some evil over here, they doing some evil over there, they doing some over here. That's true. They are. But they are on a string, man. Make no mistake about it. They are all tied in. Everything, the dots connect if you look into it and say, okay, well, this works with this. Oh, I forgot one. In the prison industrial complex. All of these things are connected together, and they use every means that we use to try to advance ourselves. Those means are used and turned on us in order to snare us into that web, into that network, into that web. Social media is a part of that. So I said social media, white supremacy mindset, the government, the pharmaceutical company, sports and entertainment, prison industrial complex, medical profession. All these things are tied together. Any wars that you see them spark off, these wars are not being initiated because of some injustice that's being placed on America. It's not about that. It's about an agenda that whatever country that they are oppressing, that country, that nation, that region has something that they want. So because they do understand that the people got a little sense, they know that the people got a little sense, so they know that they can't just say, you know what, It's a lot of oil. It's a lot of oil in that country. We wanna get it. So we're gonna go over there and just get it. They got a little sense to know that if they say that, people will go, what? Wait a minute, y'all just gonna go over there and take them people's stuff? What if one of your friends was talking to you and said, man, you know what? Even though this happens all the time now. But for those who carry themselves on a regular basis in a civilized manner, not connected to that kind of lifestyle, what if one of your friends that you've never heard talk like this just say, man, you know what? See that lady over there? I'm finna go rob. I'm finna go take her purse. You're gonna go, what? What you gonna do that for, man? Nah. But what if he tricked you? What if he said, man, that's the lady who stole my credit card when I set it down that day? That's her, man. She stole my credit card, man. I know she got it. Then you might go help him get the purse because he's deceived you. He's made the reason why you're going to attack the lady, he's made it justifiable in your mind. That's the nation we live in. People talk about 9/11 all the time, and right when I say that, I see somebody talking about it. And it's sad because you see all these people. Y'all hit the like button, man. Let's catch these likes up. It's sad because you see all of these people who they love America. They love what they believe America represents and stands for, and they have pain and compassion for the people who lost their life in 9/11, as everybody does and should. But the sad part is how that narrative got switched into it being a terrorist attack from a foreign enemy. Yeah, it was a terrorist attack, but it was a domestic terrorist attack. Just do your research. But we so caught up in that everything. It said, my country, right or wrong. Is that really the right way to approach this? Is the right way to think about something in terms of, is my country right or wrong? No matter what they do, I support it. See, the last president that we had in office, he had a lot of supporters like that. His supporters, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of his supporters had the mindset that I don't care what he does, I'm going to support it. And I'm going to act like it's right because he going to act like it's right. I don't care what he do. He could spit in the old lady's face. I'm going to be like, hey, that old lady did something to him. You don't understand what he was doing. See, by spitting in that old lady's face, he's trying to make us see something bigger. He's spitting in the establishments. But man, look, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I don't care if that's your guy, if that's your dude, then you should be able to say, no, that was wrong. I got friends, families. Look, if somebody close to me do say, hey, nah, that was wrong. That's my boy. Got nothing but love for him, but you was wrong on that one. Can't support somebody blindly and just regardless of what they do, just because that's who you support. And let's bring it to the current, because people make the same mistake with the current president. Do the same thing. That's why a lot of people voted for him. A lot of people didn't vote for Joe Biden because they loved his policy. I said this before. I contend that a whole lot of people, I mean, a vast majority of people, I could be wrong. This is just me guessing. I believe a strong percentage of people only voted for Joe Biden because they didn't like Trump. They wanted to get Trump out. So it's like, man, I don't like Trump so much. I'm just going to vote for this dude. But they hadn't really did any research on that dude. And he had done, Joe Biden I'm talking about, Joe Biden had done such a, I wouldn't call it a masterful job, but I guess it was in a way because a lot of people fell for it. He did such a masterful job, as is the case in historically. He did a masterful job of tricking Negroes into believing, I'm with y'all. I said it a long time ago. Can't trust that dude. I talked about current Joe Biden, and y'all always hear me say, then I talk about black hair Joe Biden, back when he had all black hair before he went all gray. And black hair Joe was a beast. So now he caters and kisses up the black people to get in. Now he ain't got nothing for you. And that's always the case. Why do we keep falling for that, man? Doesn't matter if it's a Republican. It don't matter who it is. They are all devils. It don't matter who it is. So it pains me to see us keep having these political beefs with each other. We continue to argue. Stupid. And we make everything political now. Everything is political. And all you see cats doing is just repeating the style of language that they see on these news channels. I can listen to any one of y'all talk politics, and if you are not speaking from your own mind, I can tell you exactly who you follow, because I know the language. Doesn't matter what it is. I can listen to you and go, oh, I know, okay, I know who you follow. But these are the same people that will call everybody else a puppet. See how stupid that is? You will say everybody else is controlled. You will say everybody else is programmed, but yet you are repeating the same style of language that they doing. You're not a free thinker. That very term you got from them. We need free to think. Where'd you get that from? Who started saying that? Now you saying it. All of the language that these political dope fiends use. Shout out to all y'all that's in here. I know I'm just running my mouth, but I do see y'all. I do see y'all. So when you start to speak out and you saying the right thing, this is how you know you saying the right thing. This is how you know you're on the right track. When you start to receive opposition. See, when they banned my song, when they took my song on Spotify and all this stuff was going on and all that, I went back and I listened to my own song. And y'all might not really know this about me, those who really, really know me and follow me. I don't really listen to my own music that much. I don't. It's very rare when I'm riding down the street playing my own music. I just don't listen to I make it, put it out, and that's it for the most part. But when they took Secret War, they took it off they took it off my YouTube channel. I don't know if it's still on some others, but and Spotify took it off. I don't know if some other platforms took it off. I'm not sure. Y'all would have to Y'all would be more qualified to tell me. I went back and I listened to the song. I said, you know what? I do my research on this type of stuff. Let me go back and listen to the song and see and be and humble myself to see if it's something that I may have said that I can say, okay, yeah, maybe I was a lot out of line when I said that. That's just only the right thing to do, right? Because if you've offended somebody or they claim you offended them, just in regular everyday life, if you work on your job and somebody says, hey man, what you said yesterday, man, that kind of, I was offended by that. You're gonna reflect back to what you said. You're not gonna just go off and start cussing the person out. You shouldn't. It's people that will, but you should say, well, what did I say? Or if you know what you said, you just think back on it and like, okay. And when you process it, if you understand that, okay, you know what? I didn't say it in a disrespectful way, and I didn't say anything that was a lie that I believe to be a lie, then you got to stand on it. Now you may say, man, I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I stand on what I said. And if it comes down to me feeling like you are worthy of me explaining why I said it, then I may. Well, let me explain to you why or what I mean. Let me go more into depth if you're willing to listen to that. So when I listened to the song, I was like, no lies detected, based on what I've been taught and what I've studied and researched. No lies detected. So at that point, I'll take my lumps. Okay, well, y'all take it off. Y'all take it off. See? So rather than me being silent, they silenced me on that particular one. But that's not going to stop me from speaking what I believe to be the truth and what I know to be the truth. It's not going to stop me from doing that. But they'll strike that kind of fear in us to make us do that, to make you shut up. Shut up. Oh, you ain't going to shut up? We'll shut you up. See? Why do the FBI and the CIA and all these different organizations over the years, why are they notoriously known for wiretapping black leaders and black activists? Why are they notoriously known for bugging and wiretapping us? Why? Why do they do that? What are they trying to do? What are they trying to gather? And they're doing it, they always have done it to leaders who were fighting for a righteous cause, fighting for just basic human rights, fighting for the right to not be treated like an animal or less than an animal, because they were sicking the animals on us. So a movement starts to build up. Marcus Garvey starts to build up a movement. Noble Drew Ali builds up a movement. Master Farad Muhammad builds up a movement. Then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Black Panthers build up a movement. Then every time you see Martin Luther King, civil rights, you can go on and on. You can go down the list. Them folks was in all their business. Why? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to hear? What are you trying to find out? See? What they're trying to do, they try to get one little thing that they can use to present back to you in order to silence you. Well, hey, man, if you don't stop doing what you're doing, we'll put this out and tell the media, tell the world that this is what's happening. This is what you did last week. We had this. This your voice? Click. This is your voice, right? This is you talking, right? This is you making this drug deal right now, right? You are asking this guy for some cocaine. Is that not you? Yeah, that's me. Okay, well, I need you to stop preaching that stuff you preaching Otherwise, I'm gonna let everybody know. We're gonna let the whole world know. This is gonna be on the news tomorrow. See? Jelani said COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO, short for Counterintelligence Program. It's the F of the FBI. Let me see what y'all talking about over here, man. The money rules the world. There's really only been just a few at the top in any point in history. Families change, power changes. People change, but they pass down those positions of power. Those positions of power don't leave certain families. So I can't 100% agree with you on that. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and the DuPonts and them people still in power. See? You speak out. Kevin Jones said, name the grouping of people that you cannot speak out against. There's several. There's several. There's not many, but there's several that you bet not say a word about. A critical word. I'm not talking about slander. I'm not talking about disrespect. I'm not talking about mockery. No, we ain't doing that. I ain't for that either. I ain't for nobody slandering and disrespecting somebody's religion or making mockery of a person because of their lifestyle. No, we don't do that. Because ain't none of y'all perfect. Ain't none of us perfect to be doing that. How do God look at us on a daily basis? Then you turn around and be disrespecting somebody else. But if that is a glitch, when we look and say, hold on, you know what? Nah, man, I can't agree with that. Can't agree with that lifestyle. No, sir. No, ma'am. Nope. Nope. So we will have a debate, a discussion, a disagreement about the whether that lifestyle is right or wrong, whether this policy is right or wrong, whether these ways are right or wrong. That's not being judgmental. That's not being holier than thou. That's not being that. That's just saying, well, no, I'm speaking according to this, according to this, according to that, according to nature, this ain't it. So you want to argue with me because you have a preference to a lifestyle. I'm not arguing with your preference. I understand that's your preference. I got that part. I'm just telling you that according to whatever it's according to, nah, that ain't right. You may tell me something about me that ain't right. If you tell me something about me that's not right, and I can look and say, well, yeah, you're right. I gotta fix that. Alec Moran, I appreciate the donation, appreciate the love, man. Alec Moran says they present a problem / scenario way further than what they want to accomplish right away because they know you'll react to what they do and then slowly agree to more boiling of the frog on the way without noticing. Yeah, it's the tactics are smooth, man. Is that the OG Ampachino in the building? What's up, Amp? Long time no hear from my brother. Good to hear from you, Amp. I appreciate the love, Amp. Hit me up, man. So it's things that if you show the boldness and the strength to say, they peak, man. They on the hill waiting for the next one to rise up. What was in the COINTELPRO? What was in the FBI's documents as it relates to black people, black liberation? They said they wanted to do what? They wanted to prevent the rise of a Messiah, a black Messiah, who could stir the people, rouse the people up. I'm paraphrasing now. So to prevent something, see, we got to look at the word. To prevent something is to start taking actions to stop a person or a thing that has not even come into existence yet. It's not even on the radar yet, but they are taking the steps. It's like if you say, well, I'm trying to prevent myself from getting sick. So what are you trying to do? I'm not sick now, but I'm eating right. I'm exercising. I'm taking these supplements. I'm doing this. You are being preemptive in trying to stop something before it even starts. That's what they was doing in the counterintelligence program, like to prevent the rise of a black Messiah. So it's certain people they got their eyes on that's on the come up. Ain't necessarily about the ones that's already there. Trust me, they already on them. I just got through talking about that. But people are like, they looking at the next one. It's like when you watching the NBA or something. You got the rookies, the young kids coming in. We know LeBron, we know Kevin Durant, we know what they do. They are there. But we looking at now, they get on the news and say, who's gonna be the next one? Which one of these young kids is gonna be the next one to come up? They looking. They do the same thing with us. They looking to see who the next one gonna be, and they watching your social media. Social media changed the game because now they can really get an understanding based on the fact that, whoa, this dude got 1 million followers. Look at what they just did to Nicki Minaj. So people will say, well, oh man, see, people will have these criticisms about an artist because they may be a commercial artist. They may be an artist that people will say, well, yeah, well, they were part of that agenda. Whether we know that to be true or not. But when one of those artists speak out, and she spoke out against the we'll call it the vacuum cleaner, because they trying to make sure that everybody get a vacuum cleaner. They're trying to make sure everybody get a vacuum cleaner, man. So Nicki Minaj spoke out against the vacuum cleaners, right? And look what they did to her. They vilifying her now. Like my brother Marcus said, they demonizing her now. And they go so far as to try to make you appear to be stupid simply because you're not a licensed medical professional or you're not a scientist. So by you not being those things, according to them, you have no qualification to be able to speak against the vacuum cleaners, right? But that's not true. Because everybody that's on this chat right now, everybody that's watching this right now, I'm assuming are smart, intelligent people that at some point in your life, something has sparked your curiosity that made you want to do further research on it. No matter what it was, when it was, you've seen something that made you say, man, that's crazy. Let me look into that. I don't care if you Googled it. I don't care what the case may be. You look deeper into it. And if you really researching, you going sources, so you really digging for some sources. You didn't have to have went to college to do that. You didn't have to have gained some kind of degree to do that. You did that on your own. And then you could cite reputable sources that have the information that you can lean on to verify what it is you're trying to find out. But they will make you appear to be stupid. Then you'll see these stupid little talk show people, then they'll come in and say, well, who is she? She's a rapper. He's a basketball player. They don't know about the sciences of this. They don't understand. Obviously, y'all don't either. Because in the beginning, you said one thing. In the first quarter, you was running these plays. You said these plays are gonna work. Second quarter, you had to do an audible. You had to change up some of them plays because now these are gonna work. By the third quarter, you ain't know what was gonna work. Them plays you ain't running that no more. See? So when you tell the truth, I see you blunderers. When you tell the truth, this is how you know. Because the clowns, the clown show, those who work for the circus, the clowns and the sellouts and the court jesters and all these different cats, when they speak, they are allowed to continue to speak because they're speaking so much ignorance that's being allowed in order to try to confuse those who may be on the fence. So they'll bring some Negro on the show. They'll bring him on the show or bring her on the show, and they will get up and defend all of the things that support their agenda. And you can watch Fox, you can watch CNN, you can watch all these different channels, and when they got they classic sellout Negro up there, notice the host. The host will sit there for the longest and let them just expound all that ignorance out. But when they have the counter guy or the counter sister up there that speaks against it, that's speaking the truth to the power, they'll cut them off. You might get 5 seconds in before they start. Well, wait a minute. Hold on now. You said this, and then it turns into a shouting match. That's exactly what they wanted to do. They want to throw off the course because they want to get that truth out the way. So they'll jump in, and if the brother or the sister is not able to recognize what they're doing and control their emotion while they're conducting the interview, then they'll get thrown off track, and next thing you know, they're yelling and shouting at each other. And mission accomplished. Y'all seen that before? That's a play. It's not no accident. Deflecting and all this different stuff, and then before you know it, we didn't get to hear the valuable information that person had because they got knocked off track. See? We're talking about how this society is set up, basically, that when it comes down to speaking that unapologetic truth, they want you to keep silent or they will silence you. They'll even use black folks to do it to other black folks. See it all the time. If they give one of these Negroes a platform, they'll give one of these Negroes a platform, boy, and he will dance. He will dance. And he will sound just like he work on Fox News, because that's what he's trying to get. Or he might already be there. See? Talk about freedom of speech all the time. Everybody talks about freedom of speech. We got freedom of speech. You do, but you don't. You absolutely have freedom of speech. You as a man, as a woman, you can say whatever you want to say. You have the freedom to do that. But freedom of speech on certain topics comes with a consequence in this society. It comes with a consequence. The question is, are you willing to endure that consequence, or will you allow yourself to be silenced? You can silence yourself, or let them silence you. Where y'all from, man? Drop your locations real quick. Let me see where you from, man. In the words of my OG Wicked Cricket, where you from? Where you from? Drop your location, man. Tell me where y'all from so I can shout some of y'all out. I'm going to flip back to see some of y'all's comments as well. Y'all in here arguing? What's going on? What I miss? What I miss? Yeah, y'all drop y'all locations, man. The way to know who's probably possibly on some truth. Michael P said the elite pulling strings from behind closed doors. The way to know who's on some truth is the one that they're trying to silence. That's the historical pattern. Dollar bill, y'all. Dollar bill, you ain't heard the new commercial? I gotta send it to you. Patrick Muhammad, my brother. PAT, what's up, PAT? PAT got the MILK. The way you know who's telling the truth normally is the one that they start trying to slander, start trying to silence, start trying to make us believe that that person is thrown off, that person is crazy. That's how you know. That's the one you should look into and say, well, hold on. Because you base it off the track record of the person who's telling you about that person. See? If somebody has a reputation and a known history of lying and killing and stealing and raping and robbing and cheating and slandering and all these different things, then that's the person who tells you that somebody else is out of pocket. And we crazy enough to believe that person. That's what we do. We'll believe a proven enemy. We will believe somebody that's proven to be the worst of the worst. And they'll say, hey, man, hey, bro, hey, be careful. Watch that guy, man. Don't listen to him. He did this or he said this. Farrakhan said this. He's this, he's that. Don't listen to him. Who are you to tell me not to listen to him or anybody else? Because if we started running down your track record, I run out of paper, bro. I would need a 1,000-foot scroll to list all of your actions. So stop letting an enemy tell you who you should support or who you should have as a friend. So they coming out against Nicki Minaj. They coming out against this cat. They coming out against that cat. They came out against the baby. And even if the presentation might not have been just as it should have been, the presentation might have been a little out there, a little disrespectful. At the root of what the brother or the sister might be saying, hey, man, you can't argue with that. But these days, you can't even disagree respectfully without them trying to shut you up. If I say, nah, man, I'm a heterosexual male and I don't agree with the lifestyle. Oh, my gosh. They act like you said the worst thing in the world. They act like you dropped a bomb on their house. Because they're slowly molding you and trying to mold us into the submission of, I'm not going to say anything. Even if it's true criticism, I'm not going to say. I ain't going to say nothing. Because I could lose my job. I could lose an opportunity. So I ain't going to say nothing. And now when that happens, just like with the vacuum cleaners, now when that happens, all around the country, all around the world, all over social media, because they're banning people based on people putting the truth out. So now all you see all around the world is a one-sided view. And that's the view that they want to project, that they want to present in order to continue to trick the people into believing that what they got for the people is good for the people when it ain't. So you're not getting no balance. You're not getting no counter argument. Any counter arguments have to be located and found in the underground. You got to seek them out yourself. It's the same, it's a similar principle as the underground versus commercial in the music industry. So you see a lot of commercial mainstream stuff and people say, oh man, that's corruptive. It's not good for our youth. It's not, all they play is the negative, the negative, the negative, the negative. That's all they playing because it's by design. So this is all you getting, and any consciousness is being buried behind. So it's one-sided. And when what's presented is just one-sided, then naturally, once it starts to rain down on the people on a mass scale, it's gonna shape us in a one-sided way. It's gonna shape us in a one-sided way. See? So, but that's the plan. So those who know, we gotta keep talking. We gotta keep putting it out there by any means that we know how to put it out there in order to achieve that balance. We gotta catch up. Because everybody that come out on that level, they banning them. Because they own these platforms. They own YouTube, they own Facebook, they own Twitter, they own Instagram. So it's only so long before they shut all this crap down. So we'll say, yeah, man, this is my platform. This is my platform, my channel, none of this belong to us. None of it. The only thing that belongs to you is this. That's it. But if you scared, if you scared to say it, then they can scratch you off the list. Okay, we got him. Ain't gotta worry about him no more. Got her. Ain't gotta worry about her no more. What y'all talking about, man? Let me see. Brother PAT, what you say? If you speak on a napkin as being God long enough, you can get at least 40 people, 40 people to believe it. Yeah. If your presentation on that napkin is strong enough, somebody gonna say, you know what? It is something about them napkins, man. It's like they can fold in different ways. That napkin might be God. You can sell anything if it's pushed hard enough. How many times y'all heard a wax song and they play it on the radio so much you find yourself humming it and you don't even realize that you was humming it? Shout out to Alec Moran. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the donation. See? Chris Scheich said, dang, K-Rino, what you just said made me think of a song called Open Your Eyes by Immortal Technique. Have you ever listened to that before? No, I haven't heard. You know, Immortal Technique, that's my guy, but I never heard that song. Have to check it out. Bro, this thing is bigger than what us just walking around every day thinking that it is, man. We just going through life kind of figuring like, well, yeah, you know, hey, I'm here. And then anybody who comes out and speaks on that level, y'all chalk that up to being conspiracy theory. Are they tripping? Oh, man, somebody done brainwashed you, man. Who you listening to? Said, man, come on, man, it ain't that serious. Them folks wouldn't do that. Them folks wouldn't orchestrate an attack within their own nation. They wouldn't do that to those to the World Trade Center. Man, America wouldn't do that. Come on, man. Well, y'all be, that's how people talk. But y'all be out there with it, man. Man, that was Afghanistan. That was Afghanistan. And then they create this false fear of the wrong people. They make you fear a non-existent enemy. All the while, the real enemy is sitting right next to you. Man, you got to give them credit. It takes skill. That's a skillful man. But that's what the devil do. He's wickedly wise. Yep. Matt Dixon says, America is, you trying to say my country? America is my country. So, and that's what I just said earlier. See, it's people, if I'm interpreting your message right, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's people that will say my country right or wrong. Why would you operate like that? Why would you operate with the mindset that it don't matter what my country do if they just the most dirtiest, low down, as wickedest, because I claim that it's my country, oh well, I ride with it. Why would you do that? Tina Peter, OG, I see you. Miguel, when conspiracy theories become true, it ain't a theory no more once it's true. It's a conspiracy. But why would you just side with something that you know in your core is wrong, all because, hey man, I'm riding with my country? That's easy. That's easy for a lot of folks to do. If you are of the rich, upper class, white supremacist, children of the slave master who benefited from that process and still benefiting from it today, it's easy for you to say, well, yeah, America been good to me. That's easy for you to say. But even so, I would still like to think, I could be wrong, I still like to think that some morals would kick in and say, man. Brother Pat said, don't want to be made responsible and don't want no backlash. Exactly. Man. Conspiracy is just two or more people plotting together to conceal true information. A plot to con. See? We got to understand where we are in this thing, man. And I made a video the other day where I was talking about when you have knowledge, but you hide it, but you don't express it. I called it wasted knowledge, but in a bigger scale, it's just you just concealing it. You're still wasting it when you conceal it because you're just holding on to it. What if you had some food that you just holding on to, but you never eat? Sooner or later, it's gonna go bad. It's gonna be wasted. Now the knowledge is not gonna go bad, but it's just not, you're not using it for whatever reason. But in this day and age, a lot of the reason why we don't speak what we know is because we scared. And I ain't even talking about fear on the level of losing a job. I'm not even talking about fear on the level of being a public figure with a big name. You're a big name celebrity and everybody knows you scared. You can't say this because you might lose an endorsement or you might lose TV commercials and all. I ain't talking about that level. I'm not even talking about a pastor or a politician who maybe trying to play both sides of the fence so they don't want to get too far this way or that way in their speech. I'm talking about regular cats. You scared of what your coworker gonna think about you. You scared of what the people at the gym you work out gonna think about you. You scared of what your family members gonna say about you and think about you. That's peewee compared to the pressure of dealing with it on a life and death scale. See? Come on, man. Brother Pat, you cracking me up. Pimping ain't easy, but somebody got to do it. Nicole says silence is violence. Silence can lead to violence. See? Come on, man. Bush was getting commands from the same people who sabotaged Sinister Wellstone. I don't know who Sinister Wellstone is. Make a Telegram channel, no censorship. Threaten to shut your mic down. Today's truth is tomorrow's common misconception. These days, truth is whatever is pushed the most. Whatever is drilled into the head the most becomes true. Remember when Michael Jackson was singing Billie Jean, he say, because a lie becomes the truth. Hey, hey. A lie becomes the truth. If that lie is pushed hard enough, please believe. We've seen it too many times. So what is your freedom of speech? What is freedom of speech? What is it? Do you really have it? And you'll say, well, according to the Constitution. Man, look. First of all, if you black, they did not have you in mind when they was writing them words out. You didn't have freedom of foot. You couldn't even step your foot nowhere freely, much less talk. You didn't have the freedom to learn how to read. Tina P, thank you for the love, Tina P, the OG, Christian. Hey, man, look, my homie Christian, y'all see him right here. Okay, yeah, I hadn't even read it. I was just finna shout you out, man. Man, he made some dope shirts for me, man. I'm going to be wearing them real soon so y'all can see what my brother did, man. Just he really blessed my game, and I appreciate you, man. Came out his way to deliver that stuff to me, and I thank you for that. Christian, I really appreciate that. We weren't even considered human. That's right. We was 3/5. We was almost there. We was almost a whole human. But in this day and age, we still try to say, well, you know, well, these are our rights and this is our Constitution. Look, we got a stake in this America thing because we built this country, of course, absolutely. But we can't be delusional enough to think that even the descendants of those who enslaved us, they're not acknowledging us as an equal. You're still an inferior in their eyes. Let's just call it for what it is. We see it through policy every day. We see it through the disproportionate rates of incarceration. We see it through just the police brutality and the rate at which black people are killed by police officers compared to everybody else, but we only make up 13, 14% of the total population in the United States. It's just, it ain't even. So we can talk all that talk, and we spend so much energy trying to fuse ourselves into a society that has proven to us over and over again that they don't care nothing about us. But that energy, just imagine if that energy for hundreds of years, even the last 50, because there have been efforts, you know, we always hear about Black Wall Street, and there were other towns that did the same thing that you don't hear about. But just imagine that we had spent all that energy, man, for 50, 60, 100 years trying to just go off on our own and establish our own. Just imagine that, where we would be. Man, what y'all want to do that for? Man, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, it ain't gonna work with Negroes like you thinking. The children of slavery cannot ask the slave master's children for equality when they have not been taught to accept us. They only accept us when they benefit the most. For example, when they start up one of these corrupt, unjust wars, when they crank up one of these wars, oh, we need everybody now. Come on. You, hey, black dude, hey, you American now. Come on. Come fight. Come die. Come get crippled. Come inhale this gas and lose your mind for this lie that we telling, so we can get these resources out this country that have not done nothing to you. Yeah, we need you now. Oh, another time they need you. Oh, you're American now. Look, hey, Joe Biden, hey, we need your vote. I need your vote. If what Joe Biden say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. So now you're American. Yeah, you're American now. Come on. Come on. Yeah, we all in this. Man, you ain't heard from Joe Biden in terms of anything. I think about Ice Cube's contract for Black America that he drew up, and Joe Biden said, we'll discuss it if we win the election. Once we get in the White House, then we'll talk about it. I ain't heard no updates on them meeting with Cube and trying to address, because that's a pacifier. And Cube wasn't dumb. Cube got a lot of criticism because he said that he was going to meet with either side because he just wanted to lay it on the table. He wanted to lay not begging points. He wanted to lay demands on the table. See? But Biden is in. I ain't heard nothing about that meeting because they just say that to pacify us. Ooh, okay, that's what's up. When Biden get in, he gonna meet with Cube, and we gonna start trying to iron some of this stuff out. Psh, just enough. He go on the Breakfast Club. He go on this particular show, that particular show. They love to come to the black church. They love coming to the black church. Stand there and clap off beat while the choir's singing. But as soon as they get in, you don't hear from them no more. That's a pattern. Constant. Look at what's happening with Haiti right now. He don't care about that. He don't care about them people. Don't care at all. This dude has said some things about black people before he was the president. But y'all was caught so much. We hate Trump so much. Man, he can't be worse than Trump. We just got to get Trump out of there. When in reality, neither one of them cats. I don't know, man. Should I change the subject? I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer, man. This is the time of celebrating the brokenness, victimhood. Victimhood consciousness is where they want us kept. Keeps the beast relevant. Well, I feel like I know where you're going with that, but here's the deal. We have to make sure that we don't make the mistake of thinking that the constant reminding and the constant teaching of our history and what was done to us, we can't make the mistake of thinking that when we do that, when we constantly instill that and put that out there, we can't start trying to over-label that and label that as victimhood. to make it seem as though we should like dismiss it because we don't want to sound like we complaining. But if anybody has the right to complain about something, it's black folks. So that is, we have been victimized. Now to your point, once we have an understanding of all that, yeah, we can't sit around whining about white folks forever. We can't do that. Nah. They got a job to do. We got a job to do. So it's a line that we got to watch because we don't want to be, see, no other group of people are ever asked to dismiss their history, to dismiss their oppression. Nobody but us. Man, that's slavery. That was a long time ago, man. Y'all need to quit talking about that. You even got Negroes out here now saying that racism don't exist. Black folks saying that racism don't exist. See? Brother Pat be dropping these bombs, man. I got to catch up. That's what slavery did to us. Q Marshall. Haiti took over the fact that America killed those 10 kids and threw adults. Just ask what you talking about now. And I bet that's it. Kevin Jones said the NOI, look it up, has its own platform. Yeah. Nation of Islam is just the foundation of black freedom. I mean, it's an example right here in front of us. It ain't something that we got to necessarily read in a history book from back then. Of course, that knowledge is there, but it's an example right in front of us right now. We got a free leader. Minister Farrakhan don't got an answer to nobody. He don't have to get permission from no entity to say and make any move that he wants to make. He ain't got to get permission. He don't have to see if it's all right with the government. He don't have to check with the ADL to see if it's cool. Is this too over the top? He ain't got to contact a record label. Is this song? Oh no, you got to change that song up. He ain't got to do none of that. That's our example. To speak and stand as a free black man or black woman without feeling like, I said it. I got to wait on the phone to ring. See? Man. I see you, C-Dub. I see you, Frank Black. The United States gets away with subverting the Constitution and Senate with executive orders and national security decision memorandums. These are used to defraud the country. Yeah. He wants to meet with them to iron out our differences. You talking about the minister, Brother Pat? Religions have been inverted and perverted man. Because man perverted religion in its out of its pure form. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, the minister. I mean, look, again, we talking about when they want to silence you, and if they can't silence you, they will silence you. If you won't get silent on your own, they'll silence you. Okay, now, again, I spoke earlier about how when you speaking the truth, this is how you know who's speaking the truth a lot of times. Not all the time, but most of the time, you know who's a person that you need to listen to, because that's the person that they're either going to try to silence, or they're going to tell you that that person is crazy and that person is lying. Mr. Farrakhan is a perfect example of that. But all the while, the minister has been issuing an invite to his very enemies, the ones who claim that he's telling all these lies and spreading all this hate. He's issued invite after invite. Well, let's just sit down and talk about it. What kind of person would tell you, if we having a disagreement over years and years and years, and you got power, what kind of person would tell somebody that let's sit down and meet? You bring your scholars, I'll bring my scholars. If what I've been teaching and saying all these years is proven to be wrong, I'll give you my life. Who gonna say that? That's what the minister said with confidence. And if you believe that he's a liar and that he's hateful, and you know you have all this power, and you claiming that he's wrong, and you want him dead anyway, why wouldn't you take him up on that? Unless he said, and $1 million. So why wouldn't? That's a sweet deal. That's a sweet deal. If LeBron James came up to one of y'all who think y'all can hoop, I'm one of them. If LeBron James said, man, I tell you what, me and you'll play one-on-one. If I lose, I'll give you $1 million and I'll retire from the NBA, say you the best player I ever faced, and we're going to go to 10, and I'm going to give you 9 points. So you start off 9-0, you get the ball, he might still come back and beat you, but my point is this. That's a sweet deal. That's all I'm saying. If you got confidence in what you're talking about. See? Man, come on, man. Maybe what person is in fear for their life? Say something. What's up, Jovan? I see you. Miguel, what's up? Eminem Shop, I see you. Missing Link the Prophet. All the celebrities who had millions of people who would listen to them have been silenced permanently. They do that so much with our black celebrities, man. They strike that fear because the person who puts you there has the ability to take you down from there. That's what we're talking about, freedom. You can't be silenced when you're free. So a lot of these celebrities, they've been placed up here by those very powers. So when, bro, if you put a cup in your cabinet, you put it up there. You can go get it down whenever you want to. That's how they do us. So I talked about how they wiretapped every black leader, every black organization that ever came through. They wiretapped them. Talked about that earlier, right? Because they want to try to build up something on you. They want to try to get some information. Let's see who's cheating on their wife. Let's see who's doing this. Let's see who's doing this. Let's see who's on drugs. Let's see who's not really with this movement. They just pimping the people and getting money. They want to try to find these things out so they can use it later against you. See? But if they put you up there, they can take you down. They build you up, they can tear you down. We don't think about that coming in because of the promises, because of the smiles and the handshakes, and the money, and the fame, and the status and the position, and you get to sit next to them and you get to receive their awards, and that's their stuff. Because we want to be acknowledged for what we do. because we do it so well. But we got to always be aware, be conscious of who's giving us this stuff. Got to always have that in your mind, that none of this is mine. Ain't none of this stuff mine. So I don't care how much they act like they love you, and boy, you're sold 20 million records for them, and you won 5 championships for them. None of that. We see it all the time. We even see it with the sellouts. Even when the sellouts bend over backwards to do everything that they ask them to do, when they get through with the sellouts, they cut them loose. Number love, man. Look, this the new project. Y'all know what it is already. Y'all know I'm gonna do a commercial, man. Gotta hit y'all with one. Brand new album just dropped. Go get it from southparkcoalition.net, or if you want to get it on iTunes or all of the platforms that we don't own, feel free. Salute, man. Much love, y'all. Peace.